भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में। जैसे राम के बजरंग में माँ, जैसे राम के बजरंग में, बजरंग में, बजरंग में भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में। भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में। भर दे इतनी प्रीति माँ, भर दे इतनी प्रीति माँ। जितना पानी सागर में, भर दे इतनी प्रीति माँ। जितना पानी सागर में, कमी नहीं होगी तभी, कमी नहीं होगी तभी तनिक तेरे प्यार के आगर में, आगर में। भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में। भीख तू इतनी दे दे माँ, भीख तू इतनी दे दे माँ मेरी मैली चादर में। भीख तू इतनी दे दे माँ मेरी मैली चादर में। दर्पण हर पल, दर्पण हर पल देखो तेरे सत्संग में, सत्संग में। भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में। भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में। भर दे हर एक बाग को माँ प्यार के फूल कलियों से। भर दे, भर दे हर एक बाग को माँ प्यार के फूल और कलियों से। महक तेरी आएगी तब, महक तेरी आएगी तब, महक तेरी आएगी तब सड़कों से गलियों से। भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, जैसे राम के बजरंग में माँ, जैसे राम के बजरंग में, बजरंग में, बजरंग में भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, मेरे अंग अंग में, मेरे अंग अंग में।
Jai Shri Mataji to everyone. Welcome to today's session. This is the third session in the series of sessions that we are doing with Avdut Uncle to understand his experiences, his time with Mother, the time that he spent with Mother, his understanding in Sahaja Yoga. In today's session, we'll talk about his experiences after 2011, post the time when Mother left her physical body. We'll talk about those experiences, and apart from that, we'll understand what exactly is meditation, what exactly how you get into meditation. We'll understand certain points. So we'll start the session from here. Mayank, if you can put Srimati's photo. Uncle, we'll start with a small meditation session.
Thank you very much. Jai Shri Mataji. Yes, you
Jai
can
Shri
do.
Mataji.
Maybe we can put both the hands on the ground. Ask the Mother Earth to absorb all the blockages on our chakras. All what we have gathered during the day. Same time thanking her for her generosity, for her abundantly she has given us a lot of things, fruits, flowers, nature, and kindly pray at her feet to absorb all which is disturbing us. Certainly we can pray whatever we want. The main intention with the attention on the hands. See how she absorbs the things. Now we can put the left hand on the left thigh, right hand keep towards the Mother Earth. As we Sahaja Yogis, we know what to pray. Just keep our attention on vibrations coming in from the left hand and going out from the right hand. It's just like when we start a car, try to see the tire pressures. Now we can put the right hand on the right thigh, left hand towards the sky. Again, we observe what's happening within us. A small prayer to Sri Mataji to allow us to evacuate everything on the right side for thinking, planning, tiredness. Now we can put the left hand on the left thigh. Pray to Sri Mother Kundalini. Please be kind enough. With whatever defects we have, we pray at your lotus feet. We pray to you to rise and take us in the fourth dimension. Let us remain in the fourth dimension. With all the devotion, with all the bhakti, we'll raise the Kundalini with our right hand. Say very, very slowly. Then we put a bandhan slightly on the Vishuddhi, 2-3 bandhans on the Ajna, some bandhans, then on the Sahasrara. And we take it out as if we are taking out some things from our Sahasrara. Let them go away. So we do it 2 more times, very slowly. Raise our Kundalini. On our Vishuddhi, we put some bandhans because the thoughts rise from Vishuddhi. Super ego. Then we put some bandhans on the Ajna Chakra. We put some bandhans on Sahasrara. Full devotion. And try to take out everything which is blocking our central channel. We leave it above our head. Do it the 3rd time. The same thing. can put our palm of our right hand on the Sahasrara, bend our head slightly in the front, move the scalp in the clockwise direction. Mother, please establish the state of Nirvikalpa. We can raise our hand. Try to feel the cool breeze coming out of the Sahasrara. Take down our hand. We try to keep our attention on Sahasrara where we had our hand just now. Remain in this state for some time, fully remembering who Shri Mataji is and who we are. Now to end the small meditation, and just say once the third mantra of Sahasrara. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Now we can slowly open the eyes. Get the kumkum of Shri Mataji. Feel the thoughtlessness on our Ajna, the vibrations on the Sahasrara. No thoughts. Just being in the present. Thank you, Shri Mataji. So we can start the session.
Jai Shri Mataji, uncle.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Very nice session, full of vibrations. Very helpful in taking a person into complete Nirvicharita. Thank you so much, uncle. Mataji's grace is a very nice session. We'll start today's session, uncle. So, uncle, we have been doing sessions wherein we are sharing your experiences with mother while she was there in physical form. Today, uncle, I wanted to talk to you about your experiences once mother had left her physical body. What exactly did you feel, and what exactly were your observations? How were the vibrations like after that? So, Uncle, if you can just take us through a little bit on that, and then if I have questions, I'll keep asking in between, Uncle.
Yes. Now, before we go in this post 2011 era, there are three things which escaped my attention last time, which I'll just quickly tell. In 1973 Navratri, we had 9 days puja on the terrace of Sri Mataji's house, building. It was called Jivan Jyot. And to answer a question, Sri Mataji once said, at that time, that even a leaf on the earth to move, the order has to come from here, and she pointed at her Kundalini. So this is something which I would like to share, wanted to share with you. Secondly, also there was a birthday puja, and a yogi went to offer Sri Mataji a present, and Sri Mataji said, "No, I will not take." And suddenly the yogi, he closed his eyes, and within few seconds, Sri Mataji said, "Okay, I will take the present," and she took the present. Then I asked the yogi, "What did you say? If you can share it with me." So he said that I just closed my eyes, and he said, "Sri Mataji, let my desire be so pure that you accept my small little present." And as I just said that in my heart, Sri Mataji immediately accepted the present. So whatever is our pure desire, our pure, we can say desires or intentions, you can say, Sri Mataji accepts. She does that. And last time we had seen another incident about where Sri Mataji was talking about this vortex, when people are very close to one person, and when that person goes out, what happens? The others also going down in that vortex. So in that respect, I would like to just narrate another thing about one Mr. Bhatt. Obviously, the name is different. So when he came to Sajoga, he was a chain smoker, and Charminar, you Indians must be knowing, is a very, very strong cigarette. And he just left smoking within a day. And he was so happy, and everything was in Saj. Then there was another Sajogi whom had come to Sajoga, and he did some things which is not correct. He was put out of Sajoga. Now this fellow who had gone out of Sajoga, put out of Sajoga, had brought this Mr. Bhatt in Sajoga. So this Mr. Bhatt had a little bit of a soft corner for him. And then once, while coming from office, he said, "Okay, let me go and meet this yogi who has gone out of Sajoga." And when he went in, he talked, and when he came out of the office, he said, "Okay, let me just see." This Mr. Bhatt said, "If I can smoke again, if I have that." And he smoked once, he started liking it, and smoked more and more. And when Sri Mataji used to come, this Mr. Bhatt was very close to us. So he told me, "Please ask Sri Mataji to work on my Vishuddhi so that I will be cleaned." So I used to tell Sri Mataji used to clean him. And then he stopped smoking. This happened 2 years. When Sri Mataji goes back, he again starts smoking. Then the frequency increases. In the 3rd year, I told Sri Mataji, he has again started smoking. He has asked me to convey this to you. Then Sri Mataji worked on him for 1.5 hours. I still remember it was in this Nilambar. This fellow was sitting at the feet of Sri Mataji with his back towards Sri Mataji, and Sri Mataji was working on his Vishuddhi. And when she worked on anybody's chakras, she used to say, Aham. Aham Sri Krishna, Aham Sri Krishna. So I don't know the exact wording, but Aham Sri Krishna. And she used to put this several times, this Sudarshan chakra on his Vishuddhi and massaged it and really worked very hard on him. And then he was cleansed forever. Then he did not get this feeling to go to smoke. Then I went to him and I said, what happened to you? Why do you smoke? What was the feeling? He said, I feel some sort of a catch in my Vishuddhi and it's coming so like strangling me. So when I smoke, I feel good that time. This incident just to tell you what Sri Mataji has told in How to Meditate 1976 Mumbai. When people who are out of Sahaja Yoga do not have any connection with them. I leave it to you to go through this talk. This is a very, very good talk, How to Meditate, 1976. There are some talks later on I can tell you, which are really very, very, very good. Like this one, then there is The Necessity of Meditation, 1975 Mumbai. Then there is for Sri Ganesha also, there is a Hindi talk, 1988 Ganesh Puja Mumbai. 76 Gudi Padwa, Delhi. Later on we'll talk about it. So in that, Sri Mataji says that. Okay, so I leave you to go through the talk. It's in Hindi and translation is available. So coming to your question, Dushyant, about 2011, after 2011.
Yes, Srimati Uncle, I just wanted to interject. So the first experience that you shared, that Srimati said that not even a leaf moves without my permission. So I just wanted to understand, Uncle, we as youngsters, we work, we go to school, colleges, offices. So out there, we feel as if we are doing it, Uncle. So what is the correct emotion? How should we interpret this? As yogis, what should be our disposition towards our daily routine, our daily work? What should be the thought process, or how should we integrate ourselves or integrate mother's thought process with our daily lives? What would be your advice on that particular thing?
I wouldn't give any advice. I can just share experience.
What have you done to imbibe this, Uncle?
Because this is something which is, I've gone through all those things, to what we are telling about, not in the daily life, things not happening in the right way. So when you meditate deeply, we are feeling that Sahasrara, we feel the vibrations on the Sahasrara. And in one of the talks, Sri Mataji, they said, how can we feel the vibrations when we keep the attention on Sahasrara all the time? And we also, then Shri replied, we have to just keep our attention, chitta or chitta. Where is our attention going? So if you are able to do that in our day-to-day life, like at this moment, at this present moment, where is my attention? My attention is everywhere, but it is fixed here, the Sahasrara. No, Sri Mataji gives that example of this boy flying the kite, or these ladies doing, this, all this on the head, the water is there on the head. All those things, we can put it into practice. Because what happens is, if you have really good meditation, that meditation stays for quite some time. It's like a fan. When fan is moving, when you put it off, the current, it still goes on moving. So in those situations, we can always see, now where is my attention? This fellow is making me angry. Now where is my attention? This is in Marathi called abhyas. It's a study of your attention. And slowly and gradually, you can really be detached with what you are doing about the others. And they will also feel that you are something different. First, they will feel that it is different. Then they will know that you are having something which they do not have. They might oppose you. They might even make fun of you. I'll tell you one example. See, France is, from Muladhara point of view, a very, very bad place. They used to make all sorts of dirty jokes. Not only that, but even in the company where I was working. And I was just, laughing. I mean, I couldn't make a face, but they knew that I did not sort of like it. And once our technical director, we were out for a lunch. And he said, if there is one person in this company, we are not many, we are 15. Who is a saint? It's Avadut. I said, why? I said, I remember, I said, did you drink too much last night, or just you drank and came and you don't remember? She said, no, I'm very serious. And this was a fellow who used to crack all sorts of dirty jokes on everything, right from the persons to the gods and everything. So you name it, and he has got a dirty joke on that. But he felt that is something different. The main thing is we should not get involved. And that happens in that, when you are in that meditative state, you do everything, but your attention could be on Sahasrara. This is again a study, it's a abhyas. I don't know if I replied to your question, Dushyant.
Yes, uncle. Yes, uncle, I got the gist of it. Thank you so much.
Yes, this is just, I'm sharing an experience.
Sure, uncle, sure. So moving ahead, uncle. So I was just wondering, uncle, if you can talk about a little bit about your experiences on vibratory front, on certain problems, on certain experiences, post 2000 and post mother left her physical body. Any experiences that you would like to share with everyone?
Yes. Now, with the awakening of the Kundalini, Sri Mataji has awakened in us three, we can call it detection instruments. I always give an sort of an image, detection instruments. Like we have fire detector, we have thief detector, all those detectors are there. So it's these three detectors are within us. First is the Kundalini, second are the vibrations, and third is the Sahasrara. Now, out of these three, the Sahasrara is the best. We'll see later on, but if you are feeling the vibrations on Sahasrara, you can be sure that things will move in the right direction. Now, for these experiences, after 2008, when Sri Mataji told about these Sahyogis, we should be together, So we are some Sahyogis, we share our experiences. And some of them I can share with you. Like one of these Sahyogis, his son wanted to get admission in second year masters. First year masters he had done. Second year masters he had not. He had applied, but he was waiting. And suddenly he came. He sent all his papers, the documents, but he was not called. It was a Monday. And he came and told his parents today they had called for the interview for the others. And I was not called. So the parents said, okay, at least go tomorrow with the documents or whatever, because he had very good results than the third in this semester. So he had good marks. And then he could not sleep, the parents either did not sleep. So in the morning when this fellow went, the father was very, very much disturbed, which is rather obvious because he thought that if he's not getting admission, whole his career will be spoiled. So he just went in front of Sri Mataji. He told me later on. He said, I did not put bandhan. I did not pray to Sri Mataji. I did not ask anything to Sri Mataji. I just went in the front of the photo and just put my hands like this. And he said, I just felt a very strong vibrations coming from the photo, like a whirlwind, like a uragan. And it came and it settled on my Sahasrara like a crown, a gold crown. And he went into meditation for quite some time. And he realized that if he feels the vibrations on the Sahasrara, there will be no problem. And in few hours, he got an SMS from this boy saying that he has been allowed to go inside for the interview, and the interview went on quite well, and finally got the admission. It's just to tell you that when we are feeling anything on the Sahasrara, we can be 100% sure that things will move in the right direction. Now, second example also was another fellow, Sahayogi. His son was very, very good. He had good degree, like IIT in India. And he was working in a bank, and then he lost his job, and then he was searching for something really to his qualifications. For 1 year, he did not get. And then one day, this son was telling me, worst comes to worst, I'll come home and all that. The father felt a bit worried. What's happening? And when he was just inside, he just immediately felt the Sahasrara, vibrations on the Sahasrara. Said, now it's good. I don't have to worry. So this gave him the confirmation that things will be going in the right direction. And within about 15 days, he got a very good job at another bank, went on very well. And it happened several times. So when you are feeling vibrations on the, so we will come to that later on this point. Sahasrara is our how do you say, 100% definite guarantee feeling the vibrations on Sahasrara. Now, we can also awaken our Kundalini with our attention. This is again, there is some abhyas. Many of the people must have felt the Kundalini coming up when we say the mantras, or when we are wearing meditation. But this we can even do at all times. This Sri Mataji has shown in the different public programs. If you see, at the end of public programs, at least in the West, she always does like this. So she raises her Kundalini, and as she has also told, she takes all of us in her Kundalini and raises above. And if we are able to, by some practice, able to do that, we can do that in any circumstances. Now, one of this group friends, he was put out of job. They were, the company was about to close, and he said, now in 15 days, you will be out of job. So he had known that I can raise my Kundalini, and he went to his desk and just closed his eyes, put his hand on the desk, and he raised his Kundalini several times. And suddenly all those thoughts, depressive thoughts about how I will get a job, everything went. Now, when he came out of his office, the other fellow said, you don't look very unhappy. Did you understand what's going to happen? I said, yes. In 15 days, you won't have a job. I said, but how is it that you are not feeling any unhappiness? You don't look unhappy. So this is what happens if you are able to raise the Kundalini with our attention. Another thing was, these are some experiences which are real experiences which have been felt by Sahaja Yogis. Now he had to go for some public program. He had to talk, and he had a very, very hard day in life. Very insulting things happened against him, and he was quite moved, quite, we can say, depressed. And he said, okay, now I have to go and talk to people. If I'm doing this in front of the people will not understand. And he did not even have time to go home or foot soak or do anything. So he was in this train, the metro, fully packed. He said, okay, now let me just raise my Kundalini. And he raised it again and again and again and again with his attention. You can do it with your eyes closed, but you can do it even with your eyes open. See, like this. So once he went there, and all his fatigue, everything went away. And he spoke very well, and people were so happy, and the newcomers, they were very enamored and everything. And this fellow was feeling some hours before what will happen. So these are the things which you can do with the awakening the Kundalini with attention. And now this, Dushyant, you were talking about this this question, what we can do with our day-to-day life. Now, another thing which we can do is to put a bandhan. All of us, we know that we put a bandhan on the hand. We can put a bandhan on the hand. But this bandhan, when we put, we should try to do it we should get a proof of what's going to happen. Like when you send a letter, a recorded delivery. So this, I'm giving some images, recorded delivery. So when you put a bandhan, see how you feel inside. I remember a very strong case when I was with Sri Mataji Nilambar 78. There was Mr. N.P. Godrej. He is my father's big boss. He was stabbed something like 16 times in his stomach and all that. And this photo was there on the main page of Times of India. And Sri Mataji, when she saw, she put a bandhan, just put a bandhan like this. Her bandhan is very, very different than ours. And in some days, he recovered his N.P. Godrej. And they were quite surprised how it happened, but Sri Mataji had put a bandhan. Another thing is, we should not put it mechanically, like some persons, they're talking to others. No, when, for example, when I have to put a bandhan for anybody, go in the front of Sri Mataji. If there is no light, put a light. Sri Mataji, this Mr. So-and-so is having some problem. Can you please look after it? We don't put any condition again. We should tell Sri Mataji, he's in distress, he has got some problems. And I'm putting these problems at your lotus feet. If you think it correct, you can solve it. And when you put a bandhan very slowly, sometimes you can feel the vibrations on the Sahasrara, like a clock watch. You small watch, you move the small ring, and the clocks, they move. The same way you can feel. Now, when you put a bandhan, sometimes you can immediately feel the Kundalini coming up. That's it, no problem. When you feel it on the Sahasrara, that's the best. If you feel the vibrations on the Sahasrara, things can never go wrong. Sometime before, one of us, he had a email from some lady, and she said, my father is in a hospital, aged, and can you put a bandhan for him? So he just said, oh, don't worry, I'll put a bandhan, everything will be all right. But when you put a bandhan, no vibrations. You put and put and put, no vibrations. So he immediately told her, just put on Sri Mataji's feet, be detached. She knows what's best for you, your father. And in about an hour, he expired. But then he put a bandhan, this yogi, for her, so that she gets over the shock. So, and avoid as far as possible to put bandhans for your own personal use, unless, of course, it's very, very disturbing and very much serious. You can just tell Sri Mataji, and you can feel the reply in your hands without putting a bandhan. Because bandhan is something which is very holy. As Sri Mataji says, these are very primordial movements, and we should not use them for small things, especially not very personal things. She knows what is troubling us. So we can just put bandhan to collective things, yes. To other persons, yes. But not fully every time putting a bandhan. And once you put your bandhan, try to forget about it. Put a nice bandhan and then leave it to Sri Mataji. In Mahakali Puja 82, Lonavala, Sri Mataji said, if it's not in your attention, it is in my attention. If it deserves my attention, I will definitely look after it. This is an assurance, not a guarantee. These are almost the same words. So, this is about putting a bandhan.
Shri Mataji uncle, can you show how to put a bandhan properly once?
No, you see, as Sri Mataji has shown it, you see in Christmas Puja 84 in UK, she shows just put a bandhan like this. Just put a bandhan like this. Okay, there is nothing. Our bandhan is the same. It's not that. It's your attitude, your detachment. Like very recently, one of a very good friend of ours, not Sajogini, but she had restored realization. She was in ICU. He said, okay, we'll put a bandhan, no vibrations. Then I told Sri Mataji, please let me be detached from this problem. And when I was putting, slowly and gradually, the vibration started coming in. The Kundalini rose and then feel it on the Sahasrara. Then I wrote to them, it's all right, it will be all right. And in maybe a week or something, she came out of the ICU. Tomorrow she's going home. So this can happen. So there is no hard and fast rule. It's more what you feel inside, what are your feelings. So that detachment should be there. Did I answer your question?
Yes, Uncle. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
There is no hard and fast rule.
Yes, Uncle. Correct. Uncle, I just wanted to speak to you. You were talking about, feel inside and feel from your Sahasrara. What are you feeling inside? What kind of vibrations you're getting? Any experience that you would like to share on, where the Kundalini actually gives you indication of
Yes.
what is happening or how things are going to pan out?
Or if I start speaking, maybe we will pass the whole night like this, but doesn't matter. I'll give you a couple of experiences of our group. Now, one fellow was meditating, and at that time, there was a Sahajogi, a leader of that country. So this yogi was meditating. He was always thinking something about this yogi, the leader, not in the good terms. So he, half an hour, 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, he said, I have no vibrations, I cannot be thoughtless. Then as they say, dukan band karo, close the shop, just put a bandhan and just get up. And then he just had a good thought, had a thought, if this fellow comes now knocking on the door, what will be your reaction? And as soon as he had this thought, he said, oh, I will open the door and I'll hug him as a brother. And as soon as he thought of this, the same time, the Kundalini shot up like anything. He had vibrations on the Sahasrara on his hands. And when they looked at Sri Mataji, the photo, Sri Mataji was as if telling, see, love is the only way. So it's Sri Mataji is told in many talks. Sri Mataji talks of love, many talks. I remember Sahasrara Day 2002. He said, love is the most powerful thing, most powerful thing. Sometimes could feel how it can happen, but second experience is one of the Sahajogis wanted to go to a seminar and he had to give a little bit talk on some subject. And it was a 3-hour drive and he had vertigo problems. So the yogis, they said, no, we'll put a bandhan and all. But still it was less, but still there. And he said, okay, at least I can, my wife can drive. But then his wife, last minute, she had a very strong infection of the throat. She could not come. But he told me that every time he thought of this seminar, his Kundalini rose up. He thought of this, that I have to talk, Kundalini rose up. And he was very confident from inside and very calm, peaceful from inside, that things will go in the right direction. And it did. It did. It was very, very good. Sri Mataji did it, I must say. Because what happens is when the Kundalini rises and it goes and settles in the Sahasrara, we are sort of taken care of by the vibrations. And when that happens, we feel that whatever is happening for me, it's Sri Mataji wants it to happen. Even if it feels bad. I give you a small example quickly. One fellow Sajogi was having a lung infection, rather serious. And he called Sri Mataji. She said, don't worry, I will send some kerosene from Australia. And put some kerosene, yeah. And she said, no, but you take care of everything, do what is necessary. Then it went off rather quickly than normal. And Sri Mataji told him, because your father was very strict during your young age, and that was pressing on your heart. And because of this, it has gone out. So what I'm trying to say is, even if something bad happens, there is always something good. Because Sri Mataji in October 85, Sri Mataji said in Sahasrara Puja, in Strasbourg, sorry, that your life is chiseled. All the Sahayogis, their life is chiseled out. So whatever happens to me is because Sri Mataji wants it to happen. And whatever she wants me to happen for me is for my spiritual good, not for my money or other things good. No, spiritual good. So once that is that, we feel completely detached. We are in a witness state. We say, okay, let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. We are like a cinema drama going on in our real life. Because we know that it's Sri Mataji is doing it. I'm not doing anything. And once that happens, we feel peaceful. We are not worried. We are not perturbed. Sri Mataji talks about it in Sahasrara Puja 1999. We feel peaceful. This is something which we can feel it in our Sahasrara. When the Kundalini comes up and we feel, we'll come to it later on.
Jai Shri Mataji, Uncle.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Uncle, we spoke about we spoke about a lot of things: Kundalini giving indication, putting bandhan on hand, awakening Kundalini with attention. Would you like to discuss certain items that Sahajogi should always take care of while going out or while meeting with someone or going to work or something like that? Uncle?
Yes. Again, in this talk, the how to meditate 76 Mumbai, Sri Mataji has told a lot of things. And one of them was, before we go out, we should put a bandhan. And Dushyant, your brother Animesh, you told that when you put this bandhan, you should take out our shoes. I remember that. So when
Uncle, long time back.
Yes. So when we put a bandhan, we put it very slowly. During COVID, I also put a double bandhan, means you put a bandhan like this 7 times, raise the Kundalini and again put a bandhan. And when you do it slowly, you can even sometimes feel the Sahasrara. Now, when you are putting this bandhan, you try to feel it on your hands. The left hand is free, you can see. You can feel it also on the Sahasrara. Yesterday, I had something very important thing going out. And I put a bandhan, I felt it on the Sahasrara. I just went in front of Sri Mataji and I felt immediately the vibration of Sahasrara. So if you are feeling this on the Sahasrara, things will move in the right directions. Now, many people, they put a bandhan like this. I remember, as if put a viper, or if there are lots of mosquitoes, we are taking them out. No. You have to put it very, very slowly. And if you are doing that, many a times it happened to many of us that you will suddenly remember something which you have forgotten. I have to take my, I don't know, car keys, or oh, I have this document I have not taken, very slowly. Okay. And secondly, also, which I would like to share, which happened with us, that after putting a bandhan, just put your hands like this. If the vibrations are correct in both the hands, fantastic. But sometimes you can feel some catches. I would not like to go in all the catches, but especially if you are having the right ajna catch, you can be quite sure that there'll be some ajna problems in the work. Also, if, for example, if you feel the left nabi catch, you can be sure that it's going to be quite hectic, the job, the day. And sometimes you feel a lot of vibrations, means your boss is going to give you a promotion. Just joking. Yeah, but so this putting bandhan on the while going out, we can really literally know how the day is going to be. There are also some of the things which I would like to just share quickly. When we were there with Sri Mataji, she had told Rahul Bhai to put dhoop in the house every day. Dhoop is this benzoin on the charcoal, burnt charcoal. So she used to put every day, every evening. And I remember once Sri Mataji had come to Strasbourg, I put, and I went to her room and I said, I want to put this. Said, yes, come in. Then I put it behind her, shown her like this. So if we are putting this, later on I learned that if you're putting a little bit camphor in it and also the ajwain, that helps a lot for improving the vibrations. So those things we can do also to increase the vibrations. Also putting ice on the liver, we know all this. Also when you are doing the meditation, see that your head does not fall down. If you are feeling sleepy, better to wash your face. But these are very, very small things, but sometimes, people can miss it. I remember a very aged Sahaja, and he was with me and his head had fallen down. And after the meditation, he said, "That's such a lovely meditation." I said, "Excuse me, but your head had fallen down." So it was a little bit maybe sleepy. And during the meditation, we don't do any movements, not do a lot of movements. Regularly try to clean the photo with rose water and wipe the photos. I still remember once this locket, I had it in my finger and I used to feel Ajna Chakra. So I went to Sri Mataji and I said, I feel Ajna Chakra. She said, "What is this ring?" I said, "Sri Mataji, it's your ring." She told him, "But you put it here, but do you worship it every day? Do you put kumkum? Do you put wipe it? Or you're just putting it for show, decoration?" So if you are not able to do that, better not put it. Now, recently we had this one seminar in Kabela. It was called Nirmal Dhyana. It's an e-booklet. I can give you the link later on. Remind me. It's part of 100th birthday of Sri Mataji. And in that, Sri Mataji, there's a lot of talks. You have to just click on the top and that the excerpts come out. the videos. So in that, Sri Mataji talks about also at the end about the lockets and the photos which you put. So it is just a little bit, I'm going out, which helped us a lot.
Yes, Shri Mataji Uncle, vibrations are good. So I think we can go out a little if required.
Yes.
So Uncle, moving ahead, you spoke about your past experiences. We've spoken about your current experiences. So now, Uncle, I just wanted to understand how exactly should we interpret meditation? How to understand meditation, Uncle?
I do not know if I told you last time or even before. Adishakti came on the earth to uplift the human beings, to give them a higher status. And this incarnation which physically had come is very difficult to realize those beautiful moments which is spent with her. I would use the word realize, should realize Sri Mataji. The only way we can realize Sri Mataji is through our bhakti, our devotion, and our complete surrender. Sri Mataji had told us time and again, be careful, I am Mahamaya. She had given us the rules of the game, but still many of us, they slipped out, unfortunately. Now, let's see why you should meditate. Because in the meditative state itself, we can feel her presence, not by reading or by doing anything else. So how you should meditate, why you should meditate, how you should meditate, what are the effects, what happens inside physically, and then what are the after effects of meditation. So just very quickly, with Sri Mataji's permission, I'm sharing some experiences. These are my points of view, which I do not want to impose on anybody, just sharing them. Next time we will the fourth session will be more only in meditation. And we will first see why should we meditate? What is the reason to meditate? There are videos which we can see, which you can follow. So I think so I will not talk a little bit more on that.
You were sharing certain point of views, Uncle. You just suggested.
Yes, about this, how to meditate.
Yes, Uncle, let's go ahead.
Yes. Now, basically there is, in Sahaja, there is no hard and fast rule. There are no rules how you should meditate. The main thing is, as I told you just now, is our whole attire, whole feeling in this meditation. And when we are doing this meditation, there are some aspects, some parameters we can say, which we have to take it into account before we meditate. Okay. So I was telling about how to meditate. There is no hard and fast rule. But when we meditate, we say the prayers, we say the mantras, we sing the bhajans. let me just tell you some definitions which Sri Mataji has given, which are very important. It really marked me very much. First is the bhakti. Bhakti is devotion. Now, on the 30th of March 1990, Sri Mataji gave a very good talk, Teen Yuktiya, means 3 tricks to progress in Sahaja Yoga. It is in Delhi. It's public program after the birthday puja celebrations, birthday puja celebrations. And Sri Mataji gives a definition of what is Ananya Bhakti. As we all know, Ananya is not the other, not duality, that we are one with her. We are one with her cosmic body. Then she says that when you are in Ananya Bhakti, you should see what I see. You should work as I work. And at the end, she says that you should love others as you love me. That's Ananya Bhakti. She's given, I think so, the only time when she has talked of Ananya Bhakti. So this is one aspect which we have to remember. Now, another aspect is a broad definition of bhakti. Now, bhakti we know is prayers, singing bhajans, but we can go ahead with this in our day-to-day life, in our attire, in our behavior. We always have to remember that I am the son, I am the daughter of Adi Shakti. And how should I behave? How should I behave in such a way that my mother will not be unhappy with me? She will not be displeased with me. I have to keep her pleased. Sometimes somebody said jokingly, you keep mother pleased and she will keep you pleased. So it's like this. You keep her pleased in all your day-to-day activities.
Have you ever experienced this, uncle? You please mother and mother took care of you.
Yes, very much.
I'm just asking, uncle.
I can't, I don't know how to start and where to end, but really I'm telling you all those things. Again, it's my own experience. Now about mantras, it's September 1983. I quote Sri Mataji, Vienna. She says, mantra, it is that power of the word that expresses the spirit. A mantra is nothing but a thought which is vibrated. For the definition of prayers, she has given in Navratri Puja 89 UK. And she says, it is not how many words you use for a prayer, but it is how deeply you have touched the feet of the divine that is important. And also she gives us the importance of dharma. 30th December 79, Mumbai. She says it is not how many times you meditate, how many times you sit in water, use my photograph, or what you do, all these rituals. It is not that. It is how much dharma is within your heart. It's a very big thing which we have to really understand. We know what is dharma in Sahaja Yoga. We are members of Vishwa Nirmala Dharma. So that purity and that holiness, that we can, saintliness, we can say, should be imbibed in our day-to-day life. Now, if I continue, how should now in yes.
Yes, uncle. You just mentioned a particular thing that the holiness should be imbibed into our daily life. Now, how does this happen? So, during the day-to-day life, it so happens that you tend to get engrossed into so many things. So, how do you maintain that holiness all across the day?
Because there is a again birthday puja public program. It's in Hindi. I don't know why it is always in Delhi, but in Sri Mataji gives 29th March 1986. a very, very beautiful talk in Hindi, but translation is available. So in that, Sri Mataji gives a lot of hints, a lot of things which helps us to understand what Sri Mataji wants us to be. Sri Mataji says, tomorrow such people will be in Sahaja who have kindness, forgiveness, and peacefulness. Also, she gives a very important indication of the importance of thoughtlessness. I would like to quote her. She says, entertainment is not forbidden in Sahaja, but the entertainment should be such that it establishes thoughtless awareness. Lecture should be such that it establishes thoughtful awareness in you. Mantras should be recited in a way so that thoughtless awareness establishes within you. Dhyan, the meditation, should be such that it should establish thoughtless awareness within you. So these are some of the things. And in another talk where Sri Mataji says, you have to learn to love yourself. 16 February 86, New Delhi again, Hindi. She says, you are not only in my heart, but you are the blood cells flowing in my veins. You should always remember, I am moving in the entire body. So how should I be so that my mother is not troubled? And she says that if I do not have any problems, then the problems of the entire universe also goes away. Such a big thing. And then she says, but we should not only believe that we touched mother's feet, we gave her offerings to mother, we gave flowers to mother. No. You should become the garland around my neck. You should become, not the garland. You become the garland around my neck. You become my grandeur. Then I will accept that you believe in me. It's so much. I leave you to listen to it or go through the translation. It really moved me so much that any thought, anything happens with me, Sri Mataji is aware of it. Even before I know what's going to happen. She knows why it's happening and she knows what's going to happen later on. As I told you some experiences about my mother, what my father also, she told when he left away, when she said that I took his Atma in my body after your phone call. He said, let me go away now. I will come back again. She said, he will come in amongst you, amongst the Sahaja-yogis. So these are the things which, though very difficult to understand mentally, if she is the Adi Shakti, she can do anything, everything. Our only thing is we have to try to become good instruments.
Jai Shri Mataji, uncle. We had a wonderful session, uncle.
We are continuing. Yes.
No, uncle, I think we should end here. I'll ask, we should do a small meditation session and end here, and then continue in the next session, uncle. So the next section would be fully focused on the questions pertaining to meditation.
Okay.
So we'll have a recap of this particular session again, uncle. So that it does not get mixed.
Okay.
Okay, uncle.
I think so. The best way for us to just put our attention on the Sahasrara. and we'll feel her presence. Sri Mataji, with your infinite love, you have come on this earth. You've chosen me as your child, with all my drawbacks, and all my limitations. I just humbly surrender myself to your lotus feet. And earnestly ask you, pray at your lotus feet. To allow me to be in your company forever and ever. So that I am continuously nourished by you through my Sahasrara. And so we can just keep in silent meditation for some time. Can we sing the 3 Maha Mantras, please?
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकलकी साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
जय श्री माता जी। जय श्री
Jai Shri Mataji, uncle. By Mother's grace, it was a wonderful session, uncle, today. Lots and lots of vibrations. And it was great listening to your experiences and anecdotes that you shared on various things. So to everyone who's listening today, this is a series of sessions which is going on. We have done 2 sessions before this, session 1 and 2. Links for the same are available in the description in case you would like to listen to them. And we will have another session, a 4th session. That particular session would primarily focus on what is meditation, how should one do meditation, what are the key things that as a yogi that we should take care of, what exactly is expected out of us in case we are a yogi. So we would be circulating the link for the same shortly. Uncle, with this we would like to end today's session. We'd like to thank Mother for making this session possible. We wanted to thank you for being a part of this. So with this, uncle, we would end today's session. Jai Shri Mataji, uncle.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, uncle. Jai Shri Mataji.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Mataji, Mayank, we can end the session today. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mata ji.